thought it was a really good performance. Played well, served well. Yeah, really aggressive, and yeah, it was a pretty clean performance. Can't really critique it, really.
Not much. Congratulations.
Francis, Kenny is from NBC Sports. I remember last year after you beat Andrey and right before you played Felix, you said that you played these guys in the juniors, you didn't really fear anybody. Where do you feel mentally you are right now? Do you feel like you have more confidence in yourself than you've ever had before? And do you feel like you don't fear anyone left in the draw?
For sure, absolutely. I've played Andrey, literally in the juniors here. So we're pretty familiar with each other, get along great. I felt way comfortable coming out today than when I was playing Rafa, like uphill battle. I'm like, geez, can I get this done? But today I felt really comfortable. So, and it showed in my performance.
Just a reminder: there's no recording at all from the seats. 0. Okay. Thank you, Carolyn.
Francis, this is a really significant moment for American men's tennis, reaching a semifinal. It's been 16 years. If you could just kind of detail how much you love playing the U.S. Open in front of this crowd, and also how your fellow Americans have influenced you, the other American men that you play with.
Yeah, I think all the American guys have been pushing each other. I mean, you've seen Fritz win Indian Wells this year. Riley made finals at Toronto last year. Even Fritz had a great run at Wimbledon. Could have made semis there. Tough one with Rafa, heartbreaker. So you see these guys do well, and obviously, when I made quarterfinals of Slam in 2019, like, you see a lot of guys playing well. Tommy's playing great, so we're all pushing each other. I so happen to be a guy doing a run right now, but I'm sure come next year in the Slams, they'll be doing just exactly the same. Everyone's super capable. American tennis is in a great place, so we're all starting to really get into our primes, and we'll see where that takes us.
Just a reminder: you can't take your mask off to ask a question, so the player can hear it better. Mark.
Mark Berman, New York Post. Just that second set tiebreaker, 7-0. Was that as good a tiebreaker as you played? And
what is the best tiebreaker I'll ever play.
You're great in tiebreakers this tournament. I mean, what's the secret? And what were you feeling in that second set tiebreaker? What did you ever expect anything close to that? Or?
No, I mean, there's no break, so you're like, man. I mean, this is a big breaker. I mean, I didn't really have any expectations other than obviously wanting to win it. But I was thinking about the first point. I served. I was like, I'm just gonna try to hit the serve as hard as I can up the tee and see what happens. And I got the first point, and then I mean, things just started happening. It was honestly a laughable tiebreak. I mean, you can't make that up. Drop volley behind me, lob return. He lets it bounce. I come in out of nowhere, drop volley again, inside out return to win. It was a joke of a breaker.
Okay, Matt.
Matt Futterman from the New York Times. Obviously, you needed a massive reset after beating Rafa the other day. Can you describe sort of what the last 2 days were like coming into this match, and what you think your routine will be like in the next 2 days ahead of the semifinals? Yeah,
I mean, it was wild. It was talked about everywhere. I mean, after a match, it's never been blown that much stuff in my life. But it's the biggest day of my life, and I played some great tennis, and I knew what was gonna come with it. But that night I couldn't really sleep. Last night I slept great. So, but preparation-wise, just stay in the moment. Honestly, just stay in the moment. At the end of the day, it was a huge win. It was just fourth round. I've been in a quarterfinal slam before, and everyone left is looking for that first opportunity to get it done. So I'm just trying to focus on that and stay in the moment, and we'll see where it goes.
Ava.
Ava Wallace, The Washington Post. Francis, is your hotel room as messy as your player bench? And is anyone on your
my
team
hotel room
trying
is
to
disgrace right now too. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's clothes everywhere. I mean, my player bench is diabolical, but I mean, it's getting the job done. So who cares right now?
Howard.
Francis, Howard Fendrich with the Associated Press. Can you describe what it's like to be out there in those moments where you're playing as well as you are and you've got 20,000 plus people supporting you? And have you always been somebody who kind of enjoyed that sort of big stage and that showmanship? And if so, where do you think that came from?
I mean, I couldn't really put my finger on where it came from, but I just love playing in front of a packed crowd. I feel like, that's why you train hard and show the world what you can do. Don't shy away from it, go to it. And I just love playing in front of packed people. I love, to show the world what I can do. And then it makes me feel good when, people appreciate, how hard you're trying out there and appreciate the good tennis, especially where I came from. And to see that many people get behind me means a lot. And I just want to go out there and try to give the crowd what they want. And that's me getting a win.
Willie.
Willie Weinbaum from ESPN. Congratulations, Francis. You mentioned that the attention is now from all over the world. What message do you think your life story should send to people?
I mean, anybody can do it, honestly. Obviously, that's a cliche, but I think if you're really passionate about something, everybody's got a gift. Just tapping into that and really taking it seriously. And if you're truly passionate about something, I think anything can happen. And being just obsessed with it. Right now, I'm just really obsessed with tennis, and I want to see how far I can go with this thing.
Torre from the Grio. I saw your mom actually yesterday after the match, and she said, after the Nadal match, and she told you, don't play the name, just play the ball. Wonder any advice she gave you before?
She said that before every match.
how she helps you be positive and be the best player you can be?
She's my #1 fan. My mom doesn't really know much about tennis, but she's just like, you win, yes, you lose, oh, it's okay, the next one. And yeah, but just in general, I mean, my family, my team, everyone just it's really positive. There's a lot of positive energy, and they just want me to go out there and put it all out there and play to win and live with the result.
Francis, congratulations, Tom Hamilton, ESPN. I was just wondering, on your wrist you got the band, Believe, Why Not Me? I was just wondering why that resonates so much with you, that phrase. Yeah,
Lakers assistant coach Phil Handy, he's got this thing called Deuce brand, and he gave me some bracelets, and anything that can give you a little inspiration. I look at that and I'm like, yeah, why not me? You put the time in, so why not me? And believing in yourself is so big. I mean, you got to believe in yourself before anybody else does.
Bill.
Francis, Bill Roden from Anscape. Just curious, after every time you win, people are talking about what you mean to U.S. tennis, to men's tennis, to black men in tennis, to people of color in tennis. I'm just wondering, does that energize you, or does that make you, do you feel more pressure?
I mean, neither really. I mean, it's just, I know what it's going to come with. You win matches, and people are going to say, they're going to say, all these different things, but I just want to, every time I win, I just want to inspire a bunch of people to just know that you can, anything's possible. For me to do this and talk about how I feel about being in the U.S. Open for my come up is crazy. So, but yeah, I would, at the end of the day, I love that because of France Tiafoe, there's a lot of people of color playing the game of tennis. I think that's obviously a goal for me, and yeah, that's why I'm out here trying pretty hard.
Bill, go ahead.
Hi, congrats. Bill Simons, Inside Tennis. Everyone pretty much know from the early days that you were just so much fun to watch. You had these great strokes, athleticism, speed, all that. But there were some issues too, and you've just tapped into a real maturity now and become a finisher. Can you talk about how you've developed in terms of maturity, and was it a pain in the neck to stop eating fun foods and practicing your butt off? Was that a challenge?
It's just kind of just went through life. You go through different stages of your life. When I first came on the scene, I was flying up the rankings. Everything was kind of good. I just got a bit complacent. 2019, and it took me a long time to kind of just get myself together. Obviously, with the COVID rankings and stuff like that, and people not losing points, so that took a while as well. But I guess in general, I just got a good team around me. I started just really falling in love with the process, just trying to get better. And I think during that time, the cameras weren't on me, the attention wasn't on me. I was able to just get better and do my own thing, and I stopped trying to be the guy. Like when things were gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and I was fine with it. I was comfortable with myself, and yeah, and now it's all kind of coming to fruition.
Okay. Reem, you had a question?
Francis, congratulations. Rima Buleli, Eurosport.com. You said earlier you wanted to show the world what you can do, and I know you have been in a quarterfinal before, but in Australia, when you come in here, you have a room like this, the kind of, I've seen how you're getting mobbed out there, that kind of appreciation, how much does that mean to you in particular, that people are the world really is watching right now and knowing what you're capable of?
Yeah, that's love, man. I really appreciate that. I mean, you know, that stuff gets me emotional for sure. Seeing people just like, you know, screaming your name and, you know, just loving what you're doing. I mean, that's awesome. That's what it's all about. You know, everyone loves a Cinderella story, so, I mean, let's try and make one.
All right, we'll take a couple more. Chris?
Francis, congrats. Chris Otto with US Open. In the business end of slams, experience has always, for the last couple of decades, played a huge part. We've always seen the mismatches where a guy that hasn't been there before will face a Nadal or a Djokovic, but this year, it's a little bit more wide open. There's not a lot of experience among the semifinalists. I wonder if that puts your mind at ease a little bit.
For sure. I mean, put my mind at ease that Nadal's out the way. Because I mean that's a real thing. I mean, everyone's gonna be in those kind of first time situations, and people may gag under pressure. People may lift up. You never know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be a first. And yeah, I mean, to have those guys. I mean, that was always the problem. Didn't really matter where you're from. What was your name? You know, you run into those guys, and they get said, "See ya."
Francis, Kurt Streeter from the New York Times. You mentioned trying to inspire and hoping to inspire, and you have inspired a lot of young players of color to get into tennis. But there's a difference between playing tennis and just, you know, as a sport, and then achieving a high level, even college scholarship level or lower minor leagues of tennis level. What is the one barrier, the biggest barrier you think, between just getting players to play and then getting them to be great players?
I think it's kind of like with anything. The more you can do something, I think the better you'll be at. The better you'll be at it, right? I mean, how much access you have to the game. You know, how much you can play. You know, I was lucky enough to play tennis. I mean, I was playing tennis hours and hours around the game, soaking up the game, watching the game. Just, you know, it just was my life. The only thing I really watched growing up was Tennis Channel. So, you know, you end up just falling in love with it. And I think that will get you to the next level for sure. But I think with anything in life, I mean, the more and more you do it, I mean, there's only one way to kind of go. And then also, obviously having a goal, like, you know, from a super young age, like, what are you actually trying to do with this? If it's for fun, cool. But if you're actually trying to be great, then kind of have that focus.
Candy, last question.
Candy Brodo, La Vanguardia. Next you have Sinner or Alcaraz. Do you have a preference and what kind of game you expect against each?
I think it's going to be a great match. I don't really have a preference. I mean, either guy's going to be tough. They're both great players. I just hope they play a marathon match, super long match, and they get really tired come Friday. But no, but I mean, they're both great players. It's going to be great tennis. I think they'll be Grand Slam champions when they're done their careers for sure. Those two are unbelievable players, so and great for the game.